Hello everybody, vanburman here. I'm just doing a quick tutorial because it's a question that I have been asked a lot, and there's a couple of people that I have personally gone through it with, but I don't know, it just seems to come up fairly often, so I've just decided that I'm going to make a quick video on it just to show you how to do it. As always, sometimes the simplest things can be the most difficult to understand, but here we have, basically it's just I started a new project and put an event in and put land over water. So this is obviously playable. Now a lot of you want to know how you get it so that other people can play your game. So currently we have two ways of doing it. The very first way is this icon up here, which allows you to manage your project, and it goes to the Steam Workshop, and people can play it and edit it if you allow them to. So yeah, and it gets stored on a cloud, so it's always there for you. I believe I don't use it, but that's my interpretation. But the way you would want to do it normally, and you can share this over file share or Dropbox or whatever, is you want to go to File and then go on Compress Game Data. Now it will actually obviously just to save the game, so I want to click yes, and then it will ask you where you want it to go. So I'm going to pick desktop because it's easier. So that's going to create a compressed game data file on my desktop. So what these two options here do is, if you hover over them, just say the encrypted archive basically means that people won't be able to edit your game file, even, they won't be able to edit it if they don't have RPG Maker VX8 anyway, but they won't be able to, even if they do have it, because it protects it, like I say, it encrypts it. And include RTP data. Now that one, the encrypted archive, is up to you, but it's recommended unless you're happy for your friends to make adjustments and stuff, which is fine. But if your friends do not have the engine or an RPG Maker VX8, then you want to include the RTP data, and what that does is it basically includes all the files which allows the game to run. And that is probably, the most important bit about it. So then you click OK, it does it. Now this should be fairly quick, because it's just all the basic stuff, I believe, from RPG Maker, and none of the added stuff. But it can take a while, and including the RTP data does make the file size a lot bigger as well. But of course, if your friends do not have the engine, then you need to obviously include that. I think that in itself is about 100 megabytes, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what this one will be. I'll have to obviously wait until the bar reaches the top. Basically, if you don't want to watch the rest of this video, it creates a file on your computer which is an installation file, which then means you can, you give that to your friend, they install it on their computer, and then they can play the game, which I'm just going to show you that it does work when this is loaded. So skip forward in the video or something while we're waiting, and and then I'll just show you how it works. I personally use Dropbox just because it seems to be one of the easiest ways to share stuff, but of course it's up to you how you want to do it. When I have to do it for the end of an age, I normally just let it. I don't know. I normally just let it do it for ages because it does take forever. As soon as you start adding in your own custom, custom anything, all that gets added in because obviously it's needed for the game to work properly. I think mine is running at about 600, 700 megabytes now. So if you're making a full game, depending on how much custom stuff you have, it can be quite big files. Nearly there now, fortunately. Successfully compressed game data. So now we can close this down, and there you go. You can see it there. What? Oh, come on, Steam. We don't want to see this. As you can see now, we've got the game. This is the file that will come in. It's just a regular exe file, I believe. It's actually pretty big. 198 megabytes. 188, sorry. So you click on that, and it will then ask you to extract the folder. So it's going to do it to my desktop, just so it's easier to see. And it will then extract all the files that we've just included. And then it'll come as a file in there. And basically, this is all the stuff you get. It's going to be really loud, so I'm just going to mute. We don't have any sound. And in order to play the game, they just click on the game application. And it loads up like so, and plays as it would otherwise. And that's the event that I set for it to shake like a active volcano. But yeah, that's actually hurt my eyes. So I'm going to close that down. But it's as simple as that, basically. And you just distribute this file around and people can play your game. So hopefully that's helped with any questions you might have. If you have any more, please do feel free to ask me them about RPG Maker, and if I can provide a helping hand, I will certainly try to. But thank you very much for watching, everybody, if you've watched this far, obviously. And I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.